What happens if you continue not to eat? You continue not to eat in the catabolic phase, and you see when the glucose curve starts to drop? Well, that's when true hunger would occur. When you used up the glycogen. Now, what if you didn't eat when true hunger occurred? What if you decide not to eat then? You feel true hunger is felt in the neck and throat. It's a light sensation, not uncomfortable. Makes food taste better. I sometimes, as a life-extending technique, some nights I'll eat a light dinner, I'll eat an earlier dinner, and I'll want to go to sleep a little hungry. I purposely design my meals so some nights I'm a little hungry at bedtime, and I go to sleep with a little hunger. It's not uncomfortable so you can't sleep. It's so how I even notice it. I'm watching the television, I feel a little hunger. I'm watching the television program, I forgot about it, I go to bed. You see, because if you extend the catabolic phase at night, that's even more lifespan enhancing. That's the secret fountain of youth, is to extend that catabolic phase a little bit. It's the opposite of what Americans are doing, because most Americans are thinking they should be speeding up their metabolic rate by eating frequently. Speeding up the metabolic rate shorten their life, but of course, the more frequently you eat, the more eating occasions you occur, the more calories you consume too. You don't want to take in more calories and speed up the metabolic rate to accommodate them. You want to eat less frequently and take in less calories. But in any case, if you didn't eat with true hunger, your glucose curve would still be flat. You wouldn't pass out or lose or get fatigued. You still wouldn't get fatigued. You don't get fatigued from not eating food. You get fatigued from over-exercising or not sleeping. When you don't eat food, you get hungry. You don't get fatigued. Of course, if you didn't eat food for a week, you'd feel fatigued, but not for a day or two. But in any case, because if you're feeling fatigued, that's detoxification. That's poison circulating in your bloodstream. You don't eat to fatigue is not hunger. When you're fatigued, you get rest. You don't eat food. If you don't eat food here when you're truly hungry, your body breaks down muscle tissue called gluconeogenesis. Your body can make glucose by breaking down muscle tissue. The brain can use muscle. As you're listening to me talk right now, if you ate breakfast and you didn't eat lunch, well, even if you ate, your brain is being fueled by glucose. It requires glucose to sustain your thoughts, and about 80% of your caloric needs are being utilized by the brain at rest. Your brain is your bigger utilizer of calories, and it needs glucose to think and to survive and keep yourself alert and awake. If you don't have any glucose reserve left, your body will break down its muscle tissue to make glucose to fuel the brain. Do you think the body wants to waste muscle tissue? You think my body wants to destroy my muscle or utilize it for the brain? Nah, it would rather be eat. So it gives me a signal to eat, which is true hunger. Lets me know if I don't eat, maybe I'll waste a little muscle tissue. So I eat. The point I'm making is the brain is a precise computer to keep you with the exact amount of calories, like a perfect computer with a narrow amount of calories a day. If you're eating when you're not hungry, you're over-consuming calories, though. So what happens to most Americans is they get toxic hunger. They go from one anabolic phase into another. Or they'll eat such a big meal and so many calories with meat and cheese and hard-to-digest foods that they'll keep digesting right till the next meal. And they'll be in the anabolic phase right to the point where almost before they eat the next meal, they'll be coming still in the anabolic phase. They have no sustained catabolic phase because they're addicts. And they can't lose weight, and it's the reason why diets fail 95% of the time. People can't lose weight because they don't like the way they feel when they're not eating. So how do you feel good when you're not eating? You have to improve the quality of what you're eating. You have to eat healthy to be able to be comfortable eating less calories. You may have learned it's better not to be overweight, but you're too uncomfortable dieting because you're not eating enough. Your dietary quality has not been addressed adequately. Now, we're talking here that when you have that pasta, that pizza, those burgers or those fries, this is addicting, and they're as addicting as opiates and drugs, and they're more deadly. They're more deadly for numerous reasons. Number one, because everybody's doing it 3 times a day, and if you had cocaine or smoking cigarettes, you could smoke maybe a couple of cigarettes a week, or you snorted cocaine on the weekend or something, but people are doing this at every meal. A lot of people are eating 3 to 5. So they're eating fast food and junk food and commercial baked goods and white bread and pizza and pasta and bagels and croissants and donuts and cookies and soft drinks every single day at every single meal. They're flooding their body with this junk. It's tremendously lifespan shortening. And here's the thing. One reason the book is called Fast Food Genocide is because you're not just destroying yourself. You're also destroying your genes that you pass on to future generations. In other words, if you're going to have a kid, whether you're a male or a female, if there's a child in your future, and when you eat junk food, you're destroying your genes, and now when you have an offspring, they're inheriting damaged genes with a higher risk of autism, learning disabilities, more propensity for autoimmune conditions, and then maybe they'll have a brain tumor, childhood cancer. The leading cause of death other than after accidents in children is acute blastocytic leukemia. That's a blood-borne cancer that is there because of what the mother ate before she got pregnant. Do you follow that? Green vegetables consumed by the mother is related to lower rates of cancer, and the lack of green vegetables in the diet even before pregnancy increases the risk of childhood cancer. And the consumption of luncheon meats and barbecue and had these carcinogens not just during pregnancy, even during the teenage years prior to pregnancy, increases the risk of you having a baby with cancer. Did you follow that? And then doctors make it worse. How do they make it worse? They prescribe folic acid to the population. Most craziest thing in the world. They give you a synthetic chemical so you don't have to eat green vegetables. You see, folate deficiency causes neural tube defects, but it doesn't just cause neural tube defects, it causes heart defects. See, the green vegetables, the lack of green vegetables in the diet causes cancer in children, causes heart defects, causes, of course, neural tube defects due to folate. But it's not just folate they're missing. There's thousands of protective nutrients in green vegetables. But the word folate comes from the Latin term for foliage, meaning it's high in green vegetables and beans. You eat natural plants, you're getting tons of folate. Actually, your folate levels on your blood test are outside of the normal range. They're so high when you eat a nutritarian diet. There's no need to take extra folate. It's already way high eating a healthy diet. If it's not way high, you're not eating a healthy diet. So you have these American women who aren't eating a healthy diet. I'm not looking at you guys over there, young women, and thinking that I'm not blaming you for the way you're eating or anything. But American women don't eat a healthy diet, right? So what do you do when you go to the doctor? They give you a pill, so you don't have to eat a healthy diet. And folic acid is not like folate. Folic acid is a petroleum product that absorbs too readily and promotes cellular replication and promotes breast cancer and colon cancer and prostate cancer. So now you've increased your own risk of breast cancer from taking the folate, and you've increased your child's risk of breast cancer, your unborn child, simultaneously to protect against birth neural tube defects, which should have not have needed protection if you were eating the green vegetables and the beans to begin with. The doctor should have done is said to you, if your folate level is low, then you're not eating a healthy diet, and you're increasing the risk of cancer and defects in your children. And he should have told you that the neural tube is formed in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. And waiting until you're pregnant to then eat to try to do it is too late. You have to eat healthy before you even can think about getting pregnant. And you have to eat a healthy diet before you think about getting pregnant. That's what we should be telling people. And then we don't just wipe out neural tube defects. And so what I'm telling you right now is when you take that nutritional yeast with folic acid into it, that soy milk with folic acid added, or those vitamins with folic acid added, you're increasing your risk of cancer dramatically. Folic acid is a powerful cancer promoter, and people are popping it all the time. They fortify the foods because people don't eat green vegetables.